No matter what you think of the police, either good, bad, or indifferent, we will always call on them in our hour of need. But what happens when the police become the perpetrators and commit the most evil crimes imaginable? On the evening of the 3rd of March 2021, at around 9 p.m, a 33-year-old woman set off walking from a friend's house in Clapham, South London. Her name was Sarah Everard, and it was a journey she would never complete. Sarah was born on July the 27th, 1987 in Surrey. She was a marketing executive. She was described as kind and thoughtful, caring and dependable. She always put others first and was well known for her quick wit and sense of humour. That night, Sarah had dinner at her friend's house in Clapham in southwest London. She left at 9 p.m. and started walking home to her house in Brixton. The 33-year-old, who was wearing a green rain jacket, blue pants, a knit cap and a light coloured face mask. She spoke to her boyfriend on the walk home for about 15 minutes, hanging up at 9:27 p.m. A doorbell camera from a house off Clapham Common glimpsed her at around 9:30 p.m. The next day, Sarah missed a meeting at work, which prompted her boyfriend to report her missing after no one could get hold of her. Later that day, Sarah's parents came down from their home in York to aid the search. Police officers knocked on hundreds of doors looking for information, spoke to more than 750 people, and combed through hours of CCTV footage to try to piece together Sarah's last movements. Divers also searched nearby ponds, and canine units were dispatched to try and pick up her scent, but all found nothing. But a few days later, they managed to get their first lead. A stroke of luck from a bus CCTV captured that night showed a white car parked on the north side pavement of Poinders Road. The car's hazard lights were flashing, with two people stood beside it, believed to be Sarah and an unknown man. 3 minutes later, its front doors were open and the two people were no longer there. Unusually for dashcam footage, the CCTV was clear enough to capture the licence plate, a vital clue that led police to a vehicle hire company, to which the car had been rented out to a man named Wayne Couzins, a Metropolitan Police officer. 6 days after Sarah's disappearance, PC Couzins is arrested at a house in Kent.
I'm here to talk to you about Sarah. I'm going to show you a picture. Do you know Sarah?
I don't know.
So, would you like to, do you know where Sarah is?
No.
Right. Okay. Have you ever personally met her?
No, not personally, no.
Have you had any interactions with her at all?
No, why would I have personal interactions with her?
Have a good think about it and tell us anything you can about where we might be able to find her.
Okay, well, I am in financial shit, and I've been lent on by, I don't know who they are. They're a group, a gang, whatever, and they told me, right, I need to go and pick up girls and give them to them. It then came through that they're going to harm my family, take them away, and they'll use them instead. At that point I had no option to try and find somebody. So I don't, there's a couple of names. I was told a place to take her. They was between sort of Len and Maidstone area that I dropped her off. I still don't know. I don't know. They just I just parked my car up, and then the van come up behind me, flashed me. They all jumped out, and then they took this girl. They said you've done good, and I don't know whether my family's going to be alright still. But they threatened to take my family away from me. opened my door, opened that door, pushed me out against the front of the car, took the girl, drove off. That's it. They said, we'll be in touch. So I'm here, I'm off work with stress because I'm here to protect my family. I want to be here 24/7 for my family. They come from my family. I've got nothing.
But how do they contact you? How did you contact them?
I tried to fuck over one of their call girls and rip her off. So she's told them, and they've got me. Yeah, they'll come outside. So they'll be outside here.
Yeah.
And then they'll say, right, you're going to be in Folkestone at this time, or you're going to be in Ashford at this time. And that's it. There's no links, no telephone numbers. I'm completely on my own, but at the same time being threatened. It had Romanian plates on the van.
While being questioned, he was shown a photo of Sarah. He denied knowing who she was, claiming he only knew of her disappearance from the news. But after being pressed a little harder, he creates a crazy story of being forced into kidnapping women for Romanian gangsters he owed money. No surprise, the police didn't buy his story, and he was then placed under arrest on suspicion of murder, even though they had yet to recover a body. But that would all change just one day later. The next day, and 7 days after Sarah had gone missing, human remains were found in a builder's bag that had been left in a wooded area, just metres from land owned by Couzins in Ashford, Kent. That's almost 50 miles away from where Sarah was last seen. Sarah's body had been so badly burnt that dental records had to be used for identification. After recovering Sarah's body, the police could finally put the jigsaw together of Couzins' sick plan. He spent at least a month travelling to London to research how best to carry out his horrific crimes. He then buys police standard issue handcuffs and plastic sheets off Amazon. On the night of the murder, he tells his family he's working. Couzins then drives to Dover to pick up the hire car. PC Couzins is then spotted on CCTV buying 14 hairbands at a Tesco in Kensington, West London, which were thought to be used in the rape. Having driven around for about an hour, PC Couzins spots Sarah, then pulls up at the side of the road. He shows Sarah his police warrant card and handcuffs her as part of a false arrest. She is placed in the back of the car with a seatbelt on. Police surmise that Couzins would have used COVID rules to trick Sarah into a false arrest, but this has never been confirmed. After kidnapping Sarah, he drove her to a remote rural area where he bound and raped her and eventually strangled her to death with his police belt. 2 days later, Couzins buys 2 builder's bags from a B&Q store in Dover before driving back to the crime scene. The PC then burns Sarah's body in a refrigerator in the area of the woodland he owns. A witness claims to have seen a large orange and yellow flame at the time. Sarah's remains are believed to have been transported in the B&Q bags before being dumped in a nearby pond. In the wake of Sarah's death, it has been made aware that a number of warning signs had been missed in regards to PC Couzins' behaviour. In June 2015, he was reported driving a car naked from the waist down. One of his favourite tricks was to go through the McDonald's drive-thru with his trousers and pants down to his ankles. He had done this several times and was reported just 2 weeks before Sarah's death. One female member of staff said he casually pulled up to the serving hatch, having ordered his food, and I could clearly see that he was naked from below the waist. She said it was not the first time that he had done this when he came to McDonald's, but I was the only female member of staff to report it. It was alleged that his nickname was the Rapist. He was given this by his colleagues as he made women feel uncomfortable, and also his interest in extreme pornography. Another disturbing fact is Couzins was reportedly known to wear his police belt and handcuffs even while he was off duty. When 2 people had seen him wearing the kit in a local supermarket, he told them, "I am an undercover police officer." He was also spotted wearing his handcuffs and police kit while walking his dog on frequent occasions.